being at that foster home, my parents, and I call them my parents, they loved me. And with a love that I didn't know was possible, with a love that I didn't know, existed. My name is Quadarius Jackson. Government name is Quadarius Raheem Jackson, but I go by QJ. My story starts back 2014, June 27th. It was a Friday. I got a knock on the door, and I opened it. It was a cop, and just asking, where's your mom? And I was just, I don't know. I haven't seen her in 2 weeks, so I don't really know where she is. They came in, checked the house, and basically saw that how the way that we were living and said, this is not right. And I was like, this is what we know. So I didn't know, I was 14. Yeah, 14 in 2014. Me and my brother lived together. I was 14, he was 15. We're 11 months apart, and he's my only full sibling. Long story short, they called DHS. That day, we were put in a group home, and a few hours away from home. And the good thing about it, they tried to keep us together, and they did. I didn't know who God was. I knew that we went to church, but we didn't really care. And I remember being in my room, in my group home room, and praying to anybody who was listening that they would get us out of this. We got a call, and someone said that, hey, you get to go home. And I was like, okay, we get to go home. And then they got back with us, and they said, you don't get to go to home, but you get to go be in a foster home. And I'm thinking like, a foster home. Because the only thing that I know about foster homes is it's bad. They beat their kids. They're in it for the money. September 4th, we got that call. September 5th, we go back to Jonesboro. We're waiting in the DHS office for our foster parents to come into the room. Me and my brother, we were there for so long. The lights were off. We're sleeping, and the lights come back on. We wake up, and these two people come in. Man, they came in. He came in, and he let us know that he was Patrick Graham, and his name is, and his wife's name is Joanne Graham. And one of the things that we do is we go to church, and there was clearly another intro before that, but one of the things that we do is we go to church. He's a pastor, and his wife is a pianist. And long story short, I didn't know this at the time, but September 4th was the day that their house opened, right, for foster care. September 5th, their house was full. Their heart was to put families back together, and if their house would be a house that kids can come in and be loved and do that, then it was going to be their house. And so they really cared to bring kids together, bring families together that were separated in group homes, and bring them together. And so they thought they were getting 5 siblings, right? Or 6 siblings. And in a way they did. They got me and my brother, and they got 2 other kids, and then they got 2 other kids. So all siblings, but separated, if that makes sense. And so being at that foster home, my parents, and I call them my parents, they loved me. And with a love that I didn't know was possible, with a love that I didn't know, existed. I remember my dad was like, hey, we're gonna come to your choir concert, we're gonna drop you off, and then we're gonna park the car and all that stuff. And I was like, wait, what are you talking about? They're like, we're gonna come watch you. Like, no, you don't have to do that. Like, you park the car, I'll go in, and I'll come back, right? And I'll come back out to the car. And he just said, what are you talking about? We're going to come in, and we're going to support you. And I was like, why would you do that? I remember just them coming in, me seeing them. I was happy that they were there. I didn't want to show that, but I was happy that they were there, and happy that they genuinely came to support and love me through that. A kid that didn't know how that felt experienced that for the first time, and it was good. It felt good. Yeah, they loved me. They loved us in the house, and took us to church. The last week in September, they on Wednesday they do a thing called See You at the Pole, and I think that's where my journey started with Christ. It was a thing that students come together, faculty come together, teachers come together, and they gather around the flagpole. I had no idea what it was. I genuinely thought that it was my dad's way of getting us up early in the morning to get us to school so that we get out of his hair. But it was an actual thing, That night we had a youth rally in Paragould. It was called Saw You at the Pole. Basically, hey, I saw you at the pole. how you doing? And I didn't care to listen to the message. I didn't care to listen to the worship. I didn't care to do anything. So I put my earphones in, sat down, and I just didn't care. I remember this guy comes up to me, taps me on the shoulder. He said, "Hey, can I talk to you in the back?" And I was like, I mean, yeah. So I got up, went to the back. He started talking to me. He just asked me a question, man, are you a Christian? I don't know if I can say that I'm a Christian or not. I don't really know what that means. And he just said, well, you can spend eternity in hell, eternity in heaven. You decide. And I was like, I don't even know you. Where's this coming from, And he said, can I pray for you? And I was like, yeah. So closed my eyes. He closed his eyes. He prayed for me. And after he was done praying, he was a white guy. His face was red after we were done praying. And I was like, this guy is crying for me. I don't know why he's crying for me, but this guy is crying for me. And I remember I sat down. I started listening to every word the speaker was talking about. Fast forward that night, I go home, talk to my dad, telling him what happened that night, and tell him, this guy came and talked to me, and I'm thinking about a lot of stuff now. I don't know what I'm feeling. I don't know what's going on, but I'm just thinking about a lot of stuff right now. He said, okay. The next Wednesday, sitting in service, my youth pastor, he I don't remember everything that he said, but I remember this guy knows my story. This guy knows my story. He was just talking about not knowing where your next steps are going to be, and me being in foster care, still trying to grasp it, still trying to figure out what foster care is. But my student pastor is just talking about maybe you don't know the next steps of your life, but would you give your life over to someone who knows your next steps before you make them? And I was like, I want that. I don't know, just being in foster care, seeing how foster care was, people were moved, people stayed, people went back home, people didn't go back home, and I just wanted to give my life to Christ so that he could guide me, so that if I was sidetracked, he wasn't, and October 3rd, oh my gosh, that's today. That's crazy. October 3rd, 2014, man, Christ saved me. Even to this day, I think about this all the time, just that even though I don't know my next steps, God does. And if he does, then that's okay. Because he's good and his will is good. And if that is good, then his plans for me are good as well. And so I remember asking my dad, what should I do now? And he just said, any relationship you have to build. And so you have to be in the word every single day. So I remember sitting down in the chair every morning and just diving into God's word. Even after I was a Christian, just God was revealing to me just sin that I didn't know was sin. And I remember going to my dad and just talking to him about what I was going through. And he cried with me. He loved me. He embraced me. And he looked at me, he said, we're going to get through this together. And I remember just thinking man, this is my dad, this is my dad. This is the one that God has placed me with. And even to this day, that's my dad.